Alrighty, thank you so much and welcome to Sanford's first exciting health and wellness event. It's really exciting to have some events that are not surrounding just partying alcohol. So it's really great to see all these people out here ready to be healthy for the new year. All right, today I'm going to be talking about something maybe a little more personal, maybe a little bit awkward. We're going to be talking about bladder leaking. Okay, we're going to talk about the two main kinds of bladder leaking and how to today start having a little change and having less of that. I'm Christine LeMay. I'm the owner of Sanford Pelvic Therapy. We are located right here in the Wilsall Wellness Building, and then we also have office in DeLand, Florida. We are a pelvic floor physical therapy clinic, and we treat men, women, every gender person, anybody with a pelvis. We're here for you. We treat bladder conditions, but also any kind of pelvic pain. So tailbone pain, pubic symphysis pain, SI joint pain, also pregnancy and postpartum care, midlife care. We're here for all the parts in the middle. All right, so the first, we're gonna talk about the two types of incontinence or bladder leaking that are the most common. The first kind that we're going to talk about is pressure or stress incontinence. So that is where you have pressures in your body and your abdomen from doing exercises or jumping, lifting, coughing, sneezing. You can raise your hand if you want to, if you're the kind of person that is putting off your exercise plans and your progression for your new year plans for health and wellness because you're worried about leaking, right? Or like, oh, we're supposed to be strong, but I can't lift weights. Or I'm supposed to do cardio and I can't run because I leak, right? So those would be the kind of people that are worried about stress incontinence. And we kind of make jokes about it all the time, but it can really get in the way of things that we want to do that's fun, even things like chasing our kids around the yard. People will decide, oh, I can't do that because I'm leaking. For myself, a couple times in my life that has happened after one of my kids, I just went to the trampoline park like always and oh, surprise, you just had a baby, so you are leaking. That was a surprise for me a long time ago. My kids are adults now. And then another time that was challenging for me was I trained martial arts for a lot of years, and then after giving birth to my 22-year-old, I started doing a different art. I started doing grappling, and the pressures in my abdomen, I would have some leaks. And so those kinds of things, if I'm embarrassed enough, I'm just gonna stop doing the stuff that I love because I'm leaking. So we don't want that. There is help for that. It's not just about strengthening and doing a million Kegels. So we're gonna talk about some things about that next. And then some of you might find that, nope, I don't really leak when I cough or I sneeze or I jump, but I have a hard time making it to the bathroom. I have urgency, so urge incontinence. And that might show up like I'm not going to sporting events, I'm not going to concerts, I'm not going on hikes. I can't do a really long run because I need to pee all the time. I know where all the good bathrooms are in a 3-block radius just in case, because I have to go to the bathroom a lot. I even had one client who put off a trip to Italy because she knows the bathrooms are not available. When you go to Europe, it's not like here where bathrooms are everywhere. So if you have to go to the bathroom every 30 minutes, that is a problem, and you don't want to wear Depends and pads on your vacation. So it can really make a big difference in somebody's life, these kind of situations, even though we kind of make jokes about them to each other about, oh, I have to go to the bathroom again, or oh, I cough and I sneeze and I leak. So it doesn't sound like a big deal, but it can really change the way somebody's living their life and not doing the things that they love. All right, so the first one, since I have my trusty assistant right here, I have a little demonstration for our stress incontinence, all right? So this is gonna be like your bladder, all right? So the problem with stress incontinence is there's pressures from up top, either gravity, like jumping and your organs are bouncing, or we're coughing and we put a lot of pressure in our abdomen from the cough or the sneeze, and we put too much pressure, or we bear down a lot during exercise, hold our breath during exercise. And then the support system, which is your pelvic floor and also your lower abdomen, is a major part of your support system for that. We're getting this pressure from up top, but the bottom is not holding, okay? So we have leaking, and that's just what's happening during stress incontinence. So during stress incontinence, we want to work on a couple of things. We want to strengthen the support system, and that also means just getting more active support system and core, but also we have to work on how we're moving and what we're doing with our body so that we can reduce how much pressure we're creating in our abdomen with our exercise without avoiding exercise. We want to do all the exercise. We want to stay strong and keep our bones and muscles strong. We want to be able to jump and run and play and do everything. We're not trying to just avoid pressures. We need to learn how to do pressure management in our body. So we're gonna do a little bit of breathing. We're gonna use the breath work that my friend Julia started this morning. And so breath is a way to manage pressure in your body, and it's also a way to improve your core activation, including your pelvic floor, all right? So if you wanna come along with me, if you have stress incontinence and you cough and you leak when you cough and you sneeze and you jump and you do things, this is like the baby step beginning of how to not do that. So you might even, if it's not too serious and you just have the occasional leak, this might be enough for you. So today, if you're here, you might just be like, wow, I don't leak anymore when I cough or I sneeze. But if it's more than that, of course, you can come and see us and we'll walk you all the way up through double unders or lifting heavy weights or running or all the things that you want to do. So you're gonna have our hands, or one of our hands at least, on your lower abdomen. And I want you to first let it be soft. Like we're like not holding too much tension there. And then we're gonna breathe in nice and slow, just like we did this morning, and let your belly expand a little bit. So let the pressure of your breath go down into your body. And then as you exhale, you're gonna use those muscles from your pubic bone up. Imagine zipping up your abs with a slow, strong breath, okay? Another visualization is, imagine there's a small ball in front of your lower abdomen and you're lifting that up and into your body with your exhale. So let's practice a couple of those. So you're gonna inhale through your nose, nice and easy, let your belly stay soft. And then you're gonna exhale slow and strong and pulling up and inward from your pubic bone up, those lower abs. And feel those tightening of your lower abs. All right, on the last one, we're gonna also imagine stopping pee, okay? So as you exhale and tuck in those lower abs, you're also gonna imagine activating the muscles for not leaking, all right? So one more like that, inhale and relax. Exhale and strongly draw in those lower abs and stop urine, okay? So what it's gonna look like when you're coughing, lots of times people are coughing and their belly is just bulging out. So if you leak when you cough and you sneeze, I want you to notice what your belly's doing, and what your belly is doing is what your pelvic floor is doing. Okay, so instead of coughing like this with your belly bulging out when you cough, like that, you're gonna use that support system while you're exhaling. That's why we practice also with the exhale. So instead of that, you're gonna look like this, like that. So these muscles are supporting you and activating and giving you a backstop for all the pressure from your cough and your sneeze. All right, next we're gonna learn how to leak less with urgency. Sometimes people have such a challenge, even coming home from the store, coming into your house, and those triggers like putting the key in the door, or walking towards the bathroom, even from your own couch, and you're going towards the bathroom, and the closer you get to the bathroom, like you can't hold it. that is urge incontinence, right? Sometimes it's more extreme and you can make it, but you're really holding on. But other people, they just cannot make it there either, right? Either one of those doesn't feel good. So what we're gonna do for that is we're gonna use that relaxation breath. So what's happening with urge incontinence is your central nervous system is getting some information from your bladder, but it's over-exaggerated, bigger response than is needed. So our nervous system has been trained like, oh, when we do this, we pee. When we do this, we pee. When we do this, we pee. And so it's just like a Pavlovian response. Oh, this happened, we need to pee. I'm walking towards the bathroom, we need to pee. I'm getting ready to leave the house. I just got home from the house. I just got to the store, with all the different things that we just automatically go. All of those. So we're gonna try to retrain our nervous system by doing this relaxation breathing every time that we feel even the smallest urge to go to the bathroom. It doesn't mean you don't go. It just means we're retraining our nervous system that information from your bladder means relax. Okay, so we're gonna finish off with this. It looks like he's waiting over here in the wings. All right, so just like this morning, we're gonna be letting our belly be soft and relaxed. We're gonna inhale and let your belly stay soft. And then the slower you can exhale, the better. We're slowing down your heart rate and everything. Keep everything really soft. And you're gonna do a couple breaths like that every time before you get up and go to the bathroom. So right now, the very baby step is just retraining your nervous system. It's not trying to stop yourself from going to the bathroom. We're just learning a new response to bladder information. If you need to talk to me, I'll be over at my tent over here. You can ask me lots of personal questions and specific questions. You can schedule a 30-minute free consultation, or if you know that you just really need help, you can just schedule an evaluation. I'm located right here in the Wilsall Wellness building. And if anybody has any questions, come and see me at the tent. Thank you all so very much. Thank you.